Hawaii is the most expensive state in the United States. However, I managed to travel hack my way here and live for 4 months. And I did it all while on a relatively frugal early retirement budget. Here's how. Hello everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to On Cash Flow, where I help you become a master of your own cash flow. Now let's get started. Here's the short answer for you guys. Well, the short answer is that in order to live for Hawaii in 4 months on a very frugal budget, I had to offset the increased expenses by getting some extra income. And I used the post 9/11 GI Bill in order to do this. So that means I had to attend school here in Hawaii for 1 semester, which is 4 months, and the extra amount that I get paid offsets the increased core expenses that I have here while living in the most expensive state. And in order to get here to and from the island, I used credit card travel hacking in order to get my flights for nearly free. You might be asking, how the heck did I actually come up with this idea? Well, it's actually been in the back of my head, somewhere back there. It's actually been in my head for a while now. So I actually graduated with my bachelor's degree when I was living in California before I moved to Tennessee. And I graduated with a degree in finance, business. However, I was able to do it relatively quickly. I didn't have to do a full 4 years. And I had some extra remaining on my post 9/11 GI Bill, which is an education benefit that you get after serving in active duty in the military. And I always knew that I could use my remaining benefits, which was enough to go for 1 more semester of school, as an extra side hustle to make some extra income, pretty much anywhere where I wanted to be. I could even do it where I actually live and just, go to school nearby and get some extra income. I also knew that I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. There's lots of cool things that I've wanted to do here. I put 2 and 2 together and figured that I could actually get some extra income from the GI Bill and use that to offset going to Hawaii, because it's really expensive to not only live here, but just visit here. In order to help make this make sense, let me explain to you how the post 9/11 GI Bill works, very quickly, in a nutshell, as they say. So basically, the post 9/11 GI Bill pays 100% of your required in-state tuition and fees. So I didn't have to come up with any money out of pocket in order to pay for the actual classes that I'm taking. And I can take any classes pretty much as long as I have a degree program that I select. And in addition to that, you get paid a monthly stipend, like a living stipend, that is based on the cost of living of the area where your school is located. And since the school that I'm going to is located in Hawaii, I get a relatively high amount of a stipend because that cost of living of that area is high to begin with. And then there's also an extra benefit that you get paid an extra amount of money up front that's supposed to be a book stipend. However, I was very lucky because I didn't actually have to buy any books for the classes that I'm taking. But you get paid about $500 per semester, maximum of $1,000 per year. And here's the kicker. All of this extra income that you get from the post 9/11 GI Bill is non-taxable income. In fact, you don't even have to report it on your tax return. It says right there on the GI Bill website, do not put this on your tax return. So it's a pretty good deal. And while this is one of the side hustles that I am pursuing at this time, there are plenty of other side hustles that I do in order to make a few extra bucks. And I have another video for that I'm going to mention at the end of this video, so make sure you wait till the end. Now let's talk about the expenses of being here in Hawaii. First off, you have to get to here. These are some very isolated islands in the middle of the Pacific. So you have to get here from the mainland. And in order to get here and back to the mainland, I used credit card travel points in order to pretty much get free flights to and from. In order to do this, I opened up Hawaiian Airlines credit cards. And I did that in my name, and I did that in the name of my wife, with her permission, of course. I used Hawaiian Airlines points in order to get practically free flights. And here's an awesome part. Since I was able to combine my points with my wife, I had a lot of points. And I was actually able to get one of those ways to be first class. So we flew over here in economy, in coach, whatever you want to call it, and in the regular, in the back of the plane. But on the way back, when we fly back in December, we are going to be flying first class, and it was all free. And for you credit card travel nerds out there, and you want to know the full value of what I got from these points, it was actually worth $2,927 of value that I got from those points. That if I would have paid cash at the time when I booked my points, that's how much it would have cost me in cash. So that's pretty cool that I got that much value out of those points. And even if you're not that much into travel hacking like I am, one thing you should be hacking is the like button on this video. If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure you like it. It really does help me out and I would really appreciate that. But let's get back to Hawaii, and more specifically, let's talk about my core expenses here in Hawaii. So my core expenses are going to be housing and transportation. And the reason why I'm referring to those two is because I was able to rent a place for the 4 months that I'm here that is fully furnished. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath condo, and everything is included in the amount that I'm renting. So it's all fully furnished. It has everything you need. All the utilities are included. And I also get to use a car that comes with the condo that I'm renting. So I have housing and transportation all under the umbrella of what I have to pay. And that amount is actually pretty high. So the amount that I paid for those 4 months is averaged out to $2,400 per month for housing and for the car. That is a lot to me. It might not be a lot to you, but that's literally a little bit more than my total monthly expenses when I'm living in Tennessee. Like my total monthly expenses averaged out, my goal is to be less than $2,400 per month. So it's a lot to me. However, I do get enough income from the GI Bill to offset that $2,400 per month. Let me share with you how much income I'm expecting to receive to offset those increased core expenses. As I mentioned before, I got a book stipend upfront for $500. And then I'm getting the monthly military housing allowance, the living stipend, and for the area that I'm at, it happens to be $1,989 per month. Then there's an extra amount that I'm getting, which is $1,200, and this is actually going to be the refund for a different GI Bill that I paid into when I was on active duty. So my first 12 months in the military, I paid $100 per month into the Montgomery GI Bill. And I'm going to get that refunded once I exhaust all my post 9/11 GI Bill benefits, which I will after my trip here in Hawaii. And then there's an extra bonus. I actually received a $1,000 scholarship for going to the school here. So I was not expecting that at all. So that is pretty cool as well. Now let's take all of that extra income and divvy it up into 4 months, because that's the total amount of time that I'm going to be here on island. So the $500 book stipend broken down by 4 months comes to $125 per month. The military housing allowance is already in a monthly figure, $1,989 per month. The refund for the other GI Bill, which is $1,200 divided by 4, comes to $300 per month. And then that bonus scholarship of a $1,000 that I received broken down into 4 months comes to $250 per month. And if we add all of that up together, it comes to an average of $2,664 per month. And my core expenses that I have are $2,400 per month. So that leaves me with an extra $264 per month that I can use to spend on the food, because all the other expenses here are a lot higher than what I'm used to living in Tennessee. Not just the housing, but literally everything is more expensive. Now, before I get onto all those other expenses that are much more expensive, I want to know from you in the comments below. What is a dream destination of yours that you want to visit? Do you plan on implementing some kind of travel hacking in order to get you to your dream destination? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious what you have to say. But getting back to the other expenses here in Hawaii, as I mentioned, everything is more expensive. And that includes groceries for one thing. Groceries are way more expensive than what I'm used to in Tennessee. Gas is much more expensive here than what I'm used to in Tennessee, around $5 per gallon on average so far. But there is a silver lining there, and that is there's plenty of entertainment that is free or very low cost. You know, you have the beach just a few minutes away, and the beach is free to visit, and there's lots of stuff that you can go and do in the ocean. So lots of entertainment options here that are available really low cost. And also, I don't have to actually buy anything. There's no physical stuff that I'm gonna be buying while I'm all the way out here. So where you have some expenses that are increased, you have some expenses that are going to decrease. And in the end, I think it's all going to average out to be pretty good for me. But according to my original budget that I set for the beginning of this year, I'm gonna be over that for sure. What I want to happen is I want it to average out to be pretty even with the extra amount of income that I'm receiving versus the extra amount of expenses that I'm experiencing. So I want that extra income to offset those extra expenses and kind of get me back to where I planned on being. So I planned on being around $2,300 per month times 12 for the entire year. But then you're also going to have these increased Hawaiian expenses, but I'm also going to have the increased GI Bill income that I'm receiving that hopefully offsets those increased Hawaii expenses. That is how I travel hacked my way to Hawaii for 4 months. Travel hacking in general is one of my side incomes, one of my side hustles that I do. But I have plenty of other side hustles that don't require very much time or effort on my part, but still have a very high amount of ROI. And that's why I have another video for you that I want to share with you that lists some other side hustles of mine that I think that you could also take advantage of. So make sure you check out that video. I'm going to put it in a link in the description below. I'm going to put it in the pinned comment below, and it's going to pop up on the screen right after I get off the screen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from uncashflow.com, and I hope to see you next time.